Welcome back to the Wonderfest Contest Entry Management System series of tutorials. This is what's new for 2011 contest year, and I'm your host, Ross Waddell. So a bunch of things have changed for 2011, most of which are fairly minor, so I'll let you read this at your leisure when you pause it in YouTube. The last two are the only ones that we're really going to demo today. So we'll get right to it. The first one we're going to demo is an improved way to enter the medal winners from a judge's report in one screen. So the judge's form itself, which you print out and give to the judges to go off and do their judging, now has an option to show whether a model record already has a medal selection or not. So you have that option to print it either showing an X where there's been a gold, silver, or bronze or merit, or not. You can also generate the report to give to the judges by table, as we typically do, or by category if we decide that you want to have category-specific judging. Some people might only want to do sci-fi vehicles. If you do it then that way, then they all have to be done that way. Just like if you do it by table, they all have to be done by table. It's up to you, but you have that option now. The big change is that you can now process the forms you get back from the judges in one form, all at once rather than one at a time. So let's get right. This is what the form looks like. You can see in the top left corner there's a sort by either table number or category, so that depends on what report, the way you gave the report to the judge. In this case it's by table number, and you can see there's a drop down next to that called table number. So you would just simply go through each table number using the form that you get back from the judge, and on the right hand side you just pick the medal for the records that the judges have awarded. That simple, and you can do them all at one go. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to launch the application. So you go to the judging menu and you select judge's form, and you say, in this case by table, although you have the option by category as I mentioned, we're going to say by table. Again, you select the contest year. Here's the option where it says click yes to see the model selections from earlier processing if that's what you want to do, or click no if you don't want to see them. It just hides them. It doesn't change them in any way, it just hides them. So we're going to say yes. You can see what that looks like. So it doesn't look like there was anything on table 2, but definitely on table 3 you can see that there's some bronze and silvers and some golds, and same for table 4. Strictly up to you. So once you give that form off to the judge and they come back, you'll want to process it. You just go to the judging menu, select process judges medal selections, and here's the form as we saw in the PowerPoint slide. So you just go through and you say, I want to give this one a merit, I want to give this one a bronze, I'm going to give this one a silver, this one a gold, this one a gold, and this one a silver. I'm just doing it random right now. And then that's it. You click exit and you've made those changes. Should save you a lot of time. Alright, so we're going to go back to the slideshow and next page. So the next up is the Better Medal and Sponsored Award Winners Photos processing. So based on the experience from the 2010 and before that the 2009 contest years, it was too difficult to cart the laptop that had the application running on it around the contest room and take a photo of each record one at a time. You had to query for which one had an award or a sponsored award or medal or sponsored award, and just too hard. So I've come up with an auto associate feature, and what this depends on is printing a report that shows all the models that have a medal winner or a sponsored award winner, and puts those records into a temporary table so we can keep them sorted perfectly in that sequential order. You then go and take the photos of the models in the exact same order you see in the report, so fairly simple. And then when you come back, you know what you can decide which was the first photo for the first record in that report. You can pick the last photo for the last record in that report, and it processes everything in between, and you're done. Fairly straightforward. The only caveats are that you have to use the same camera because it's dependent on the last modified date attribute of the JPEG itself, which also means you can't edit them afterwards. So don't try to crop them or shrink them or anything like that. We'll lead it through step by step in the following screens, and it'll become more clear. So this is what the report looks like, same as last year. Although you'll notice that I've added a bunch of descriptive text at the top, and I've done that for a lot of the reports so that you understand what each report is rather than having to explain it. It's all there in black and white. It's only on the first page, but in this case, for this one, it tells you all the steps you need to follow in order to take the photos. Take them in the order you see, don't edit them, write down the first file name and write down the last file name. Fairly straightforward. Step 2, or that was step 2. You go off and you take your photos, and again, you follow the instructions as you see here. Step 3 is you bring the memory card from the camera to the computer, and you insert it into your laptop or you copy it over. Step 4, you go into the application, you go to the award ceremony menu, and you select the photos of winning entries, get photos from disk, and assign to model entries. And that's what the screen looks like when you do that. So next thing you do is you use the Auto Associate Records to JPEGs button. That's the quickest and easiest. Or if there's only a few because you've retaken some because there were new records added with different sponsored awards, there's a browse link, and you can pick them one at a time, and I'll show you that when we bring up the pop-up. And then once you've assigned a photo to each of the records you see in that pop-up, you click the Process Photo Selections button at the bottom, and you're done. So let's see what that looks like in the application. So you go up to the award ceremony, you go to the photos of winning entries, so this says Medal and Sponsored Award Winners Without Photos report. You generate this report for the contest year, and you can see that there are, over all the tables, in this case only 5 tables, there are 10 records, models that need photos. And in this case you can see, for example, the first record on this page has a gold and most amazing figures. So it's got both a gold medal and a sponsored award. And you don't need to take a photo twice because there's only one record of a model, but it concatenates the whatever it's won into one box. It just makes it easier. So you print this off, you follow the steps outlined here, you take everything as typical portrait format. I think we discovered last year that when we took a landscape in the ceremony, when it shrinks it down for the PowerPoint slide, it's not as clear as we would take a portrait. So just take portrait now. And there's some extra information on this report. So you go off, you take the photos, you come back, and you say, okay, now I want to process them. Again, you go to the photos of winning entries, and you say, get photos from disk and assign to model entries. Pick the contest year, and here we go. We have 10 models that need photos, some of which are gold, some of which are gold and a sponsored award. Could be some that just have a sponsored award. In any event, that's our list for the purposes of this demo. You click on the Auto Associate Records to JPEGs button, and the first thing it wants to know is where is the folder that contains the JPEGs. I'm going to go and pick that. In this case, it's this demo folder. And then it says select the photo for the first record in the report. And I'm just going to bring this down so you can see it's record number 1, table number 2, entry number 9. It lists all that entry there, even the model name, in this case Seaview. So then I picked the first JPEG that I took. And my camera, most digital cameras, use a sequencing numeral for their photos. You can just, that's the easiest thing. If you haven't modified it, it's going to be in the same order. So I pick that, and then it says pick the last photo for the last record in the report, and again it gives you all the information of what that is. In that case, over here, and you say go, and then you see it popped in on the file name column that it auto-associated based on date of the JPEG, and hence the order you took them based on this sequence order down on the left-hand side. Now that we've done that, all we need to do is click this Process Photo Selections, which will actually associate the photo to the record in the main application from the temporary table. So you click that button, you'll see a hourglass as it's thinking and thinking and thinking, doing and doing and doing, and it says 10 records successfully updated. We had 10, that's good, and there's no records left. We're done. And if I was to go over here and enter, let's say, table 4 and query, and I can see on this silver record, forget about the fact that it's a man of 1,000 faces, and I'm showing a Galactica from the new series. It's a random series of photos I selected. It's done, and now you're ready to generate the PowerPoint slide for the award ceremony. So that's it. I have nothing more to present. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.